Hey everybody, we're here with another episode of Who's That Anime, where we're going to rank our special bonus filler episodes. Malarkeys.
Yes.
Not the stuff that we take episodes and episodes to talk about, but the stuff we take a episode to talk about. And stuff. Oh, and also Happy New Year when it comes, as it's our New Year's special.
New Year's Eve? New Year's Eve. Yeah, this will be on New Year's Eve, right?
It's not New Year's Eve, Steve. So English.
Hogmanay?
Hogmanay, man. Hogmanay.
Well, I was trying to be generalist.
Hogmanay.
Yeah, it'll come out in Hogmanay.
Generalist.
Well, we have people who listen in some other places that aren't Scotland.
It is true. We had requests for Japanese subtitles on our YouTube channel. And
Wonder what? And
you apparently can do it through automated subtitle.
Oh, good lord!
I mean,
did you do it?
I did that in last episode and the Christmas special episode of last year. Because that's the most watched episode.
Oh no!
So if you're watching this in another language like Japanese, tell us how bad the subtitling is, because it's probably terrible going by the subtitling in English. Because we also have it all English as well, you know.
Oh, of course. I did notice we had an additional subscriber on our YouTube. So
we did. That's amazing. Thanks.
I'm sure it's ready to plummet any minute.
Oh man, where we lose one, we gain one. Seems to be the case.
Yeah, that has been the case so far, but
we're only going to grow higher and higher.
I mean, maybe. So yeah, last week we for our Christmas episode we went through all of our different seasons and ranked the position of those on the chart here to try and identify a good spread of how we feel about these different shows. At the end of it, the goal last time was to find a top 3 and a bottom 1. I think we'll probably try and achieve the same this time. But yeah.
I think these are all strong contenders, though.
For the bottom?
No, for the top.
There's a lot of. Oh, okay. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff for the top. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think in my opinion, I think I have a top 3.
Oh, nice. I think I have a bottom 1. I think I know our what would be the best? Trough the top. I don't know where I'm going with that.
The not so good one.
Yeah. And everyone's going to hate me for it.
Oh well, let's find out then. Let's kick this off then, and we'll start with our inaugural bonus episode, which was Vampire Homes.
Yeah. So Vampire Homes, right? Was that actually an anime or was it part of a mobile game? Cutscenes.
I think it was an anime based on a mobile game.
Oh.
I mean, I know where this. I think I know where this goes immediately, but I have. To be clear, Vampire Homes is not good.
It's not, but I don't think
you can watch all of it in about 2 hours, and none of it is particularly great. There is one joke, as I will reference every single time we talk about it, where it's him talking about what does the line mean? What does the percent mean? Does he mean that this line is 30% across the page? I don't understand. It is a really obscure joke, and it makes me laugh.
Yeah. Um. Wow. I'm stroking my beard or pulling it,
Mm-hmm.
as it would be. I'm thinking that's a C.
Okay. So my question to you is: there worse on this list?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
100% there
Uh,
is worse than this list in that anime.
I am willing to believe there is worse on this list,
Uh-huh.
but I am not willing to believe that it should be a C. I think it is very poor.
I mean, the context of what we discussed is this is an anime based on a mobile game.
And it is about a vampire who may or may not be a vampire, and a bit who's a detective who may or may not be a detective.
Yeah, I do like it
It's very
though.
difficult to know.
No, you don't know anything. It's
I,
random.
I, yeah, I get what you mean. None of it is good. But I have a weird affinity for it because it kind of jumps about stylistically and is unabashedly terrible. Okay, throw it into C for now, and we'll go with that.
Okay.
DG Charat.
Yes.
Not gonna lie, don't remember a thing about this.
How can you not? It's
I don't
got the
remember a thing.
wiggly man going woo, where they're hard, and she has a rival with the bunny ears, and she got dice on her ears.
Oh wait,
And she has a little
wait.
kid, and they had like the Gamma, who's a yellow
Is this
ball
the little
thing.
cat in the box?
Yeah. Oh no. Well, this has a little cat in the box. That's like something appears and it laser beams like Godzilla or something. If I remember right, with its eyes. So isn't it?
Uh, is that?
It's hard to describe.
Yeah, the little. It's not a cat. It's like a little bear.
In a box. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. It's all flooding back to me now. This was all right.
Yeah. It's just more random, mindless. It's
Yeah,
it's not as stylistic as Vampire Homes. It's all pretty one style.
yeah. Also, to clarify, Vampire Homes is a series of episodes that tally up to about less than 2 hours.
Mhm.
I think the same is true of DG Charat as well, right?
It's a series of episodes. Don't think that there's not much story in it.
There are 16 episodes. Yeah, okay, I'm remembering this now.
It's kind of hard not to remember. No, it's kind of easy not to remember
I have
because it's
uh,
just fucking weird.
Gemma becomes large after Dechiko kicks him into the. Yeah,
This is a C.
this is a C.
It gives
I
you
think
laughs.
I enjoyed this more than Vampire Homes.
Mhm.
So let's put it in front of Vampire Homes just to signify that we think it's better.
Okay.
Can we do that? Yeah, there we
we
go.
do it that way.
Okay.
Right.
I think that is fair. DJ Chat. Now that you have reminded me, DJ Chara is pretty good. It's dumb, but I enjoyed my time with it. I think a C is fair though. I don't think it is anything particularly special.
No, it's not. There's other seasons as well. It's just the anime meme that I saw many years ago where they take Triple H's theme music all the time.
Time to play the game. That's right. I forgot about that.
Time to play the game.
I remember you sending me that. It was like, this is what we're watching. It's like, okay, fine.
Sums up the anime too, because she's
So
pretty mean.
yeah, Because she's an alien, right?
Yeah, the alien who wants to be an alien princess who wants to be an idol.
An idol.
And
That's right.
she has her kid sister with her.
It is coming back to me now.
And Gammon's like meant to be the babysitter to like keep over and be sensible, and she just always beats the shit out of him. Like, shut up! I'm doing this.
Man, I forgot about that.
And then,
yeah, that's a weird show. That is a weird show.
100% weird.
Okay, so now moving on to the words bubble up.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first one, the first proper. This is good.
Yeah,
in my opinion, this is the first thing we did bonus episode. It was like, oh, I had a great time with this.
Is this the one that this was like halfway through Melancholy, isn't it?
Halfway through what? Sorry?
Melancholy. Melancholy?
No, this one was after Serial Experiments Lane and before Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Oh, what about the movie then? Did we rate the movie for thing last time? The disappearance of Suzumiya.
Like we included, so if it was Cowboy Bebop, if it was the movie of the thing, we included that as not a bonus episode. That was a part of the series.
Okay.
To get the complete experience. So those are not bonus episodes, those are part of our seasons.
Yeah. I thought there was some things missing, and that's the reason why.
I think we had to take a break in the middle of Steins Gate to do Vampire in the Garden because you got COVID.
No, I was away or something.
Were you away?
Or
did you get COVID like the week after that or something?
Yes, I got COVID the week after that, but I was fine.
Yeah, you were fine. Yeah, okay. I remember now.
I remember this. I got COVID.
Because I remember messaging Robbie and saying, "Hey, in the event that Colin is too unwell to record, do you fancy doing another episode?" And he was like, "Yeah, just let me know." And you were like, "I think I'll be okay." It's like, "Okay, stand down. He's gonna be fine."
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, COVID didn't. I tested positive, and that was about it. I had a bit of maybe a fever one day, but then the rest of it's fine.
Well, Words Bubble Up Like Soda Pop has a gorgeous art style. It has a really great little story, fantastically told as well. I'm pretty sure on the podcast I've mentioned before, like, my wife doesn't tend to like animated movies that are not Ghibli. She'll more often than not be that interested. Like, she just is like, nah, it just doesn't interest me. And I put this on like one Sunday, like with the kids, and they all just sat and watched it, like start to finish, and everybody really enjoyed it. So yeah, I think this is a very good film.
Yeah,
I'm of the opinion it is maybe not an S tier film. I definitely think it's an A tier film.
Okay,
but I don't think it's quite S tier.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
No, I would probably be the same. He's fine. I kind of like it. It's like you say, it's very stylized. It's got popping visuals. It kind of reminds me of shell shaded games like Jet Set Radio, mainly Jet Set Radio.
Yeah.
Maybe even Boomtown Cyberpunk. Is that the game?
Bomb Rush Cyberpunk.
Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. I can never remember that bloody game name.
Or Bomb Funk Cyber Rush. It's one of the two. It's those. It's those four words in some, and I think it starts with bomb.
It's Bomb Rush. It's Bomb Rush Cyberpunk.
Bomb Rush Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
That.
The new Jet Set Radio has been announced. Looks kind of cool.
Yeah, very exciting. That and new Crazy Taxi and stuff, which is pretty cool. So
apparently it's the old map. So A.
I think so. I think it, like, I had no expectation going into it. I remember you had watched it before and said, I really enjoyed this. I think this would be a good one to do. and I enjoyed my time with it. It was great fun.
It's good.
So,
Yeah. It's
very enjoyable.
It is an enjoyable movie. So, here we
Oh
come.
boy.
Here we come. We're coming to... What is it, Steve?
Pokemon the movie, Secrets of the Jungle.
Alright, I'll just stick that there.
Oh boy.
It was a movie.
It's not good. It's not good.
It's Pokemon. Pokemon.
I mean, that being said, though, like I feel that, like, you know, I don't want to be overly critical on the idea that it's Pokemon, therefore it's bad, because as bad as some of the anime is, like there's a couple of Pokemon movies, like that first, in particular, the first Pokemon movie, I think is actually a genuinely good movie. I know that Robbie did mention that he's like, that's probably the last good one. And there have been, you know, like been 20 since then. So
yeah, Pokemon, man. Yeah, it's, I don't know. It was just kind of boring.
Yeah, I had to watch it 3 times. Like I know. I feel that.
Yeah, 3 times.
It's not. Yeah, I didn't have much fun watching it. I had fun talking about it because I think we all, you know, it was a bit like a trauma group where we could all sit around in our chairs and discuss how we'd been traumatized by this movie.
Yeah. Hi, my name's Colin. I'm here to talk about my time with Pokemon Enter the Jungle.
Welcome, Secrets of the Jungle, but Welcome to the Jungle would also be a great title. Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, and then you try and say, let's do another Pokemon special. And I think I watched it, and then you're like, it's not happening. And I'm just like, I've lost another 2 hours of my life. I don't need to watch Pokemon to lose that time. I can have done nothing.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's very good. So yeah, I think having it in last place is fair. I don't think it was very good.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
But then,
yeah,
complete juxtaposition. Tokyo Godfathers. I think we can probably agree on this one. In my opinion, this movie I had 0 expectation for. I didn't actually know anything about it. I watched a guy, he does, I'm sure I've mentioned it before in the podcast, but he does he did, I don't think his channel's active anymore, which is a shame, but he did like drinks mixing, and he made drinks based on like anime he was watching or movies, and I think he did one on Tokyo Godfathers. And just the way he talked about it, really sort of, really struck me.
Yeah.
And of course, that was the episode I ended up watching in a hospital, waiting to have my foot sorted. So.
Oh right, yeah. Was that then? Was that Christmas time?
Yeah. It was, yeah.
Yeah, it's certainly a strong contender. It's got the story. It's got the Christmas story.
I think the performances are great too. It's something like I know that people don't always engage with the dubbing. It's not always what people like, and I totally get that. It can be your preference. I think what was it I was watching? Oh, I watched Suzume in English. We'll obviously talk about that, but
yeah,
it took a lot for me to watch it in English.
Yeah,
it's not bad. Like that's the thing. It's very good. But having watched it like 4 or 5 times now in Japanese, it's very much the way I expect
it to be
the movie to be.
Yeah.
And I think there definitely there's water held in the argument of the first thing you experience tends to be the one you stick with, unless it's very bad.
Yeah.
I think the dubbing in Tokyo. Wait, was it Tokyo? No, wait. Tokyo Godfathers didn't have dubbing. I'm getting it confused, I think.
Tokyo?
I don't think it has dubbing.
Did we watch it in Japanese?
I think we watched it in Japanese, or I think we did because it was on Netflix. We watched it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I just wanna.
You're possibly right.
See if I can find the entry.
I think you're right. I think there was subtitles on it. So.
Yeah. So, but like I said, I think there's probably something to be said about the fact that I was so easily confused there, because I think the performances are incredibly strong.
Yeah.
And the story is, it is very, it has elements of like a little bit of nihilism, a bit of depression, but also like quite a strong message of togetherness and things like that. I think it's just overall a fantastic movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good movie. Like I say, there's certainly strong stories elements, and it's traverses there, and gives you the kind of like a good Christmas meaning. I was thinking I was getting this one confused with what was it? Metropolis, I think.
Oh, okay.
Don't know why.
Never seen that.
Never seen it either. Or have I?
I mean,
seen it maybe a long time ago.
Wow. But I think, yeah, like, to me, I think it was the first movie that we watched where you and I kind of just immediately at the end went, that was a solid 10. Like, it was there's nothing you could have done to this to make this better. It was perfect as it was. And it was sort of our inroad into watching Satoshi Kon more, like within the podcast. Obviously, like, I'd watched Paprika and Paranoia Agent before.
You claim you watched Paranoia Agent.
That's the thing. I swear I did.
I watched them both as well. Well,
yeah,
a couple of episodes at least. Maybe up to 6.
But yeah, yeah, and then I don't know.
Yeah, this goes off the rails.
But yeah, Tokyo Godfathers is an incredible movie. Just start to finish, incredible.
Yeah.
Moving on, interestingly, to our next bonus episode, which was our first ever in-person recording.
Yes, that's right.
First and only.
Because I was just moving house, I still didn't have proper broadband or something.
Well, we were going to record it at your place in person, and then could not get the microphone set up to work properly. For whatever reason. And we ended up recording it at mine. Your name was, I think, a suggestion of yours. You had watched it before, correct?
Yes, I have watched it before, yeah. It's a good movie. And it was our Valentine's Day movie.
Yes, I think you're right. It was our Valentine's movie.
Which then got spurred into School Days. Because that's the Valentine's theme was going there.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, it was.
I, again, knowing nothing about this movie, and going into it, loved it.
Yeah.
It's just really good. It's just really, really good. I don't know. Like, it's Makoto Shinkai, who is obviously the writer director of Suzume as well, which is another movie I think we both enjoyed. So it, like,
it was good, yeah.
I have a tough time placing this one because I'm confident. I think I gave this a 10 out of 10, which I think I stand by. I think this is again a kind of perfect movie.
It's good, strong. It's got once again strong connotations, and story, character development, and a happy ending, sort of. They certainly meet because that's essentially the picture you got there, right at the end.
Yeah. Yep.
I think, and they go, wait.
It's I think that's like the DVD cover as well, in some regions.
I think it is. Because it kind of starts that way. Because it starts in the present time.
Oh,
and then they start talking about the past. It jumps to the past.
I think it's interesting because there's the whole, the friend group dynamic as well in the movie, and lots of really good subplots, and just generally enjoyable, great characters. The story is as you said, it's a lovely story, and it is absolutely stunning to look at. Some of the visuals, particularly in the scene where they're trying to meet during golden hour, is some of the best animation I've ever seen. It's just stunning.
Damn it, my mind's terrible. You said golden hour.
I didn't say the other thing.
No, you didn't say the other thing.
I didn't say the other thing.
I was like, what's that? And then I went, oh.
I did not say that.
And then I was like, oh no, let's not talk about that.
The bit where they're running around the edge of the kind of hilltop towards each other as the sun's setting.
Yeah, and you can only see each other just at that.
Like for that moment.
Yeah.
It's just like there's something. I think like we talked a lot about comparison, like Makoto Shinkai's comparisons to like Ghibli, and that sensibility, that sense of like magic and wonder, that I think is always so prevalent in the Ghibli stuff. It always feels fantastical, and I'm not normally a person that likes that level of fantasy, but there is something so engaging about that. And again, like I feel like Your Name does similar. Like it engages me in a way with themes and sensibility that I'm not used to enjoying to that degree, but did it just expertly. It was just lovely.
Yeah.
Great film.
Good. I don't think it was going to sit in the top of the A bracket at the moment.
We
can reassess it later.
I think you're right. I think it sits above the words bubble up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a tough one. I think there's a conversation to be had there that movie is maybe better than A, but I would agree to that for now. I think that's fair.
I think that's a good spot. It's up there.
Absolutely.
But is it up there compared to others?
Oh, I think that the top, there's a bit of a tough deal to try and get into the top three, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think there's some stuff in here that is amazing. The next up on our list is Azumanga Daioh, the short movie.
Yes. And it is a short movie.
It sure is. It's 14 minutes long.
Is it 14? Is it just? I thought it was like 5.
Is it 5?
I thought it was like 5 minutes.
Colin, we talked about that for like an hour.
I know. It's because it's good. It's amazing.
I don't know, man.
I swear it's like 5 minutes.
Oh my god, it's 6 minutes long.
Yeah, you got like a minute for the intro.
Yeah,
and then
a minute for the outro.
And all it's talking about is Chio-chan Well, I think it talks about Osaka and how and the three numbnuts are total their score up to 110 or something, so they're better than one of the other kids. I can't remember what
So
what happens there,
you
and then Chio-chan's adventure is Osaka just dreaming that she's pulled the pigtails off and they came alive and
That's
then ran
right.
away,
That's
and then
right.
Chio-chan started chasing them, and then was able to fly once she picked them up.
This I didn't know this at the time, but IMDb suggests that it was created as a short teaser for the 26 episode TV series.
Oh yeah, that's wow. They put a lot of money into that short teaser. It's pretty
Yeah,
well animated. Better
it
animated
is.
than the series.
I am going to defer to you here, Colin. Where do you see this going? Because I think I have an idea about where it should go.
It's B.
Oh man. Okay.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking in between DJ Charat and Vampire Homes and C.
Oh no, man! It's so much better than those. It's 5 minutes,
Oh,
but like I may be unfairly biased because I watched the series as well,
the series.
and the series
It was
lets you get.
definitely more coherent than Vampire Homes and DJ Charat.
Oh, it's 100%. It's still batshit crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So the series is yeah. So the series kind of fleshes out the characters. So you got Chio-chan, the super smart like preteen. She jumps years and gets into high school.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the specky one, which is I think was Yuki, and she's like the really smart one. And then you got like Osaka, who's like
There's Osaka and Sakaki.
yeah, Saskaki's the one that likes cute things, but she's too tall, so everyone thinks she's like really fierce and powerful. So she never really gets it.
Yes.
And then you get like the Kakarin, is it? It's like the one that kind of fancies Sakura, but being a girl type thing.
Oh man, I don't
But anyway, the 5 minutes thing basically covers Osaka being a daydreaming idiot, Tomo, who's basically a tomboy, full on idiot. I don't know if it has the. Might not have the other one because she's technically wasn't in the class for until they changed year. Who's the other tomboy? Idiot.
Uh-huh.
It's well paced and shows you a couple of the stories from the thing in 5 minutes, and it's fun. It's fun, funny, laughable. I think it's
Okay.
a B. I think it's a B.
Okay. Put it in B. Put it in B.
Best didn't show the best bit where they go. The teacher. The teacher's driving. It scares Chio-chan. They go on a summer vacation. Asaka goes, "Oh, you know what'd be fun if I go and wake up the teacher with the old spatula and frying pan." So she's half asleep and goes downstairs, gets like ricks the drawers for the spatula and frying pan, then walks into the teacher's room, and teacher just like knows there's a presence there, so she turns around to have a look, and Asaka's just there with a knife.
That is worrying.
Holding it like that. It's like, oh, it's like, and then she goes, "Oh, this is a knife," and then walks.
Okay.
We
Okay.
need to watch the series, man.
Okay. Okay. I will agree with you on this for now. You didn't watch the next one, so I'll make this quick. I think it is a very middle of the road anime. I think it's very well produced. The voice acting is decent. The story is interesting enough. So I would put it at top B. Is probably where it kind of belongs. I think
Top B.
it's good. Like I actually think that you could definitely spend the 2.5 hours to watch the 5 episodes and really enjoy your time with it. I don't think it's quite special enough to be A, for sure, and it definitely is of a greater quality than C. So,
Okay.
speaking of C, the next one is Biohunter.
Yeah, it's great, eh? Like, it's so bad, it's good.
I actually enjoyed watching Biohunter. Like it was good. To my mind, this slot's probably in between Digicharat and Vampire Homes.
Yeah, you think it's between them? I was thinking it's maybe higher than Digitarget.
Do you think it's better? I
Uh,
think I could hear the argument.
yeah, it's. I was going to say it's more coherent, but then it wasn't really. It's like, what the fuck's
No,
going on?
not really.
Uh,
Not coherent.
they had some random things happening, and it's like, all right. And then more random things. I think
Yeah, yeah,
I think the end was kind of cool. But I remember
yeah.
seen this in CEX after we watched it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
No way. No
yeah.
way.
I thought I'd buy it
That's
for
cool.
you because
Oh God.
but I didn't.
You didn't. I was gonna say, is that what my Christmas present is?
No,
But no. Okay. Okay.
it's better than this. At least one of this.
I yeah. I think that's fair. Like the thing about this is like other than Pokemon, which I enjoyed talking about, but I actually didn't enjoy the experience of watching it. I think I enjoyed my time with most of these things like fairly well.
Yeah.
They vary in quality, for sure.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah.
I am curious though to where this next one is going to be interesting. I have opinions.
Yeah, you got nostalgia for this.
I do.
Never watched it back then in the day. The first time I watched it was with you.
I find that quite surprising because of its popularity, like particularly in the early days of manga releases on DVD.
Yeah, it's just something that is kind of missed me. That one. It wasn't
Because this came out the year I was born.
the year you were born.
Yep. I think that there's something about the because obviously it's based on manga as well.
Mm-hmm.
I bought all of the manga on Humble Bundle. I think.
Oh yeah, it was in Humble Bundle, wasn't it? At the time we were
The
doing it
artwork
as
is
well.
yeah, totally. It's gorgeous. The artwork is lovely. I haven't read through all of it, so I can't speak to like the genuine, like how close everything is to the world that it builds from the cinema, the movie. I think it's, personally think it's a very good movie. I think it's a good example of early manga and early the publishing house, I guess, and early animation from Japan for me. It's one of those first examples, along with like, oh fuck, like Devilman and Fist of the North Star. Like
Yeah.
that's the kind of era that it gives me prominence for.
Certainly, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was alright. The evil person henchman was a bit annoying and useless.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, how dare you beat my invincible ruby red beam? That was a quote from was it G-Force?
Jesus.
It's like, I'm gonna fire the invincible ruby red beam. and then like 2 minutes later, it's like, oh no, my invincible ruby weapon doesn't work. It's not invincible then, is it?
I think we should watch Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust this year, coming for Halloween.
Yeah.
That movie is gorgeous.
They should make a note of that.
I will. I'll make a note.
Because
mental note.
No. You should write it down in a diary, because by the time
I'll write it down.
10 months come along the line, we'll be like, what are we doing this year?
Yeah. I do. I where do you think it belongs? I'm curious to get your take, because obviously you came to it with no nostalgia and no prior feelings.
High C.
Oh man. Okay, we're very different then.
You're going to put an A?
My consideration is top B or bottom A.
Oh, I don't know.
Because I think it is significantly better than Biohunter.
Yeah. Bottom B? I don't know.
I can live with it being in B. I think anything lower than that is not really where it should be.
No.
I do, because it's like it's one of those ones when I think of the movies that I watched that made me love anime, it was this Fist of the North Star, Akira, Ghost in the Shell, and like granted, like it's nowhere near as good as Akira, and it's nowhere near as good as Ghost in the Shell, but it's still very good. I actually personally I think Bloodlust is better. Because it's done with a more modern sensibility of the art style. But again, like I don't think the art style is bad, and it's just very, very
of its
80s.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think
it's bad in that sense. I suppose in 80s style where they kind of just like appear and like, oh, this is the dude, and we're going to do this thing and stuff. It's the storytelling wasn't there as such. It didn't complete a story. It's just like, this is the dude. He's like super awesome. But then
he does stuff.
Yeah, but then at the same time, I suppose you don't really need it in that one, because it is kind of more explained as it went along lines of like his abilities. He was like, oh, mysterious stranger comes around, and then I'll kill these bandits for you.
It's definitely not like omniscient narration. You don't know everything about him the moment you meet him. You know as much as the people who are meeting him know.
Yeah.
And then you start to piece it together over time.
Which would be better, yeah.
It's
so it works that way.
I would settle for B.
We can put it there. This is just random.
I think it's a better vampire thing than Vampire in the Garden.
I don't dare watch Vampire in the Garden. But okay.
Yeah, you'll just have to take my word on that.
I'll just. All right. Right, we settled.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And the next this oh man, okay. Perfect Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Our next, so this was like we did Biohunter, Vampire Hunter D, and Perfect Blue for like a spooky season last year.
Spooky trio.
I think I'll maybe try and put together a spooky season for this year as well. I really hope actually that they release the Junji Ito Uzumaki anime this year coming. That would be great, because we could try and cover that if it's compact enough.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so we did Perfect Blue, which more Satoshi Kon.
Mm-hmm. Probably his best movie though.
I think so.
Yeah.
Like, and I like everything of all of the stuff he did, but Perfect Blue is, I think it's the one that he didn't write, which is interesting.
Oh, just directed. Yeah, no, I
He
think
just
Perfect.
directed it.
Yeah, I think Perfect Blue was a novel adaptation or something, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
To be clear though, I definitely feel like he was the person to take that material and make that happen, because you can kind of see from Paranoia Agent and Paprika and stuff like that was just his wheelhouse. Like, you could see
Yeah.
how that's how his brain worked and how he was creatively gifted in that way.
Mm-hmm.
I think Perfect Blue is I guess it's not just an exceptional animated movie.
Mm-hmm.
It is an exceptional thriller.
Yeah.
Like, it is an incredible story, very confusing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
until it's weird because, like, I think it does this really good job, uh, in a way that I think sort of maybe lots of modern cinema doesn't really work in this way, where a character will be confused and you'll feel sort of confused but have a vague idea.
Mm.
Whereas I feel like in Perfect Blue, the lead character was confused and I was just as confused as they were.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you were trying to cope with the realities that you were being faced with. You're like, I don't, but yeah, okay.
Because
Like,
it was just showing you her for everything. It's she appeared and she did do it.
yep.
It was just like I didn't do that shit. It's like, oh, she's
And you're like,
schizophrenic.
yeah,
It's like
yeah, something's not good here.
I've seen one of the clips of like one of the most recent Simpsons where
Oh,
I think Sideshow Bob actually ends up killing Bart. And
God.
then Lisa kind of just loses it, and she she starts killing other people. Split mind.
Is this a Halloween episode, I presume?
I assume so. I don't know. It's just like a clip, and all I know is she essentially is a roommate in Bob's cell or something, or she gets to visit him. No, but she is a prisoner, and Bob's like bald and
It's wild.
because he was like they were all growing older, and she's like, so my fight, and then she explains what happened. It's like I had to kill her because I think Lisa was like the president or whatever she feature Lisa usually is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And she says I had to kill her, and then he explains that it was always her. It ended up killing all the victims, but the Lisa who was like the normal Lisa had to die in her mind so she can go and get vengeance on Sideshow
Oh my
Bob.
God.
Simpsons
Jesus.
can be quite dark.
Simpsons.
Yeah.
Classic Simpsons.
No. Wouldn't say
Wow.
classic, but yeah.
But yeah, I think there's I remember watching this, like, because this one to me was always a strange one that I hadn't seen it, because this is one that is talked about and lauded and just very much gets the appreciation I think it deserves, having now watched it.
Yeah.
I think it is interesting as well, though, more often than not, when you haven't seen a thing that has a lot of hype behind it and gets built up and built up and built up, that it's disappointing. I did not feel that for Perfect Blue. It like, I still enjoyed it as much as I hoped I would.
Yeah. For me, I don't know if I think I might have watched it years ago, but at the same time, it's not kind of my jam, that type of theme. So I probably didn't pick up on it, but it was good. It's like I like the nice plot twist at the end, and the fucking crazy chasing down the street bit at the end.
That is wild.
That is wild. It's like, oh,
it's so good. It's so good.
And then she's seen herself jumping along lampposts and stuff like that. It's like, how? Did they have like a rope?
Oh man, the whole ending of that movie, the last like 5-10 minutes is insane. Like, it is gorgeously created cinematography, and like just the way everything flows and moves, all of the visuals, all of the acting is just incredible. It's just solid, like start to finish, I think, and the cherry on top really is just those last sequences. They're just brilliant.
Yeah, it's good. It's good work of art. So what are you thinking? You thinking it's S?
I'm thinking it is. Like, I think it is. It is one of the best examples of animated cinema, because I think that it, like, I think that anime in particular very much gets pigeonholed to the absurd or the bombastic or the sort of hero's journey sort of stuff. But I feel like the things where, like, if you look at our top 4 things there, they're very much just good stories.
Yeah.
The fact that they're animated and they have the art styles that they do is, it only is additive to it. But these are good stories in their own right. It's not just because it's animated. I think that these stories could work anywhere.
Yeah.
And I think it just so happens that they're also beautifully animated and directed, and the performances are superb. So it's just a marriage of everything. I think it just is just genuinely good.
Yeah, I don't know. I think sometimes that maybe Tokyo Godfathers, that could be live action. I know Perfect Blues certainly has been live action.
I put it this way: I wouldn't want to see that, but I think it's one of those things where, like how people will jokingly say it's like, oh, that sounds like the plot of an anime. You're like, yeah. Whereas, like,
Oh,
if you tell
like...
me the plot of Your Name, you tell me the plot of The Words Bubble Up Like Soda Pop. Ask me the question: is that an animated movie, or is that just a movie?
Oh.
And I couldn't tell you.
Oh, got a spin-off here coming up.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Is that anime?
Is that anime? Yeah. Is that anime?
Because I think, like, if you look at like something like an Azumanga Daioh or a Didi Charat or like Pokemon, if you abstract the word Pokemon from it and just tell me the story, I'd be like, man, that sounds insane. But I feel like sometimes you can pigeonhole anime storylines quite easily, whereas I think the ones that seem to do, or at least for us, like, I totally also get that if it's because it's so broad that it's not your thing and you prefer the more specific, I could totally understand that. I think that, but at least for, like, I think from watching these things with you, my understanding is that, like, we kind of gravitate more towards the things that are just unique story experiences and, like, deliver on a really cool thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I like the stupid, which maybe, well, yeah, it brings me to other shows that I talk about on this podcast a lot. I'll not name names this time because I'm cutting back, man. That's my New Year resolution. Cut back.
Okay.
On talking about
on the 2 cartoons I absolutely know you would mention.
Yeah.
But I think it's, the thing is though, is that I also get great enjoyment out of that, but actually when I watch anime, it's not normally what I watch it for. I don't typically watch it for comedy, but I've also seen comedy done very well. I understand that, things like Gintama is supposed to be very funny as a kind of comedic part as well, is what it does.
Gintama?
Yeah.
Which one's that?
A friend of mine talked to me about it ages ago. I'm just going to get you the alternate history: Edo period Japan. Humanity is attacked by aliens called Amanto. Edo Japan samurai fight to defend Earth.
Wait. Is that the white-haired dude?
Yeah.
Yeah. They spoof stuff of different anime things. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know that one.
and my understanding is it's very clever, it's very funny,
Mm-hmm.
and it's entertaining, and
Seen some
and
clips
it
on
has
it.
drawn me to think, yeah, like I should watch that. But I've also tried to like get out of my bubble this year a little bit and try and watch stuff that I probably wouldn't normally watch. So
Oh, I can help you
like
with
I'm
that.
trying to watch. Well, I took the plunge and I'm watching some isekai
Well,
stuff, which is not really my normal. And
I started watching my uncle's From Another World, or whatever it's called, where the uncle's in a coma and he essentially gets transported into uh some fantasy land, as they always
oh,
do.
so you're watching isekai too?
That was I did watch some of it, but he's come back to reality, and he's like super sad that the Mega Drive got slated or something. It's got some game related thing. It's like, this game's the
Oh
best.
man,
How can it be slated so bad? And stuff like that.
I think that's the thing. I think what doing this podcast has done has opened me up to, like, I know we've mostly covered like stuff that's probably in my wheelhouse ish.
Mm-hmm.
But like I would never have watched like the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. I would never have watched Ghost Stories. I would never have watched. I probably would never have got round to watching Cowboy Bebop, if I'm honest.
Mm-hmm. Cowboy Bebop's
Uh,
it's yeah, Cowboy Bebop's good anime. Like I'm not putting it down. It wasn't being on.
it's not my favorite, but I totally understand why it's important.
Mm-hmm. It's a good.
Like I do. I think it has absolute intrinsic value to anime's popularity in the West, particularly in the early 2000s,
Mm-hmm.
and it has like, you know, important value in that regard. But
It's
yeah,
slick.
yeah, like it's a good production.
Mm-hmm.
It would be odd of me to say otherwise. That being said, though, moving on to something less slick and more bizarre, our most popular piece of content,
Yeah,
Saint Young Men.
yeah, Saint Young Man. Her most popular piece of content on YouTube. Uh,
Ah, Jesus, Buddha,
on holiday.
living together, on holiday in Tokyo.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, it's like they said they were on vacation, but I feel like they were there longer than a normal
I
vacation.
know. It's so weird. You know, it had to be. They had a landlord.
Yeah,
Something's not right. Uh,
sure, that's what the translation said, and I swear. Uh,
I Saint Young Men is fine.
it's fine.
I had a I had a good time watching it. It was very silly.
Mhm.
I probably, looking at our chart here, would put it in between Biohunter and Vampire Homes.
Yeah, down there. Well, it's certainly
I don't
C.
think
C. Certainly C.
it's certainly a C. I don't think it's a B, and it's not so terrible. Like, because I enjoyed it. Like it was fun and dumb. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Fun, fun and dumb. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I would say maybe a bit higher. I think it might be higher by
Okay.
Hunter.
I, I I'd be happy to put it above Biohunter.
Yeah. I think I'll go here. Um, yeah,
I had a good time with it.
yeah, yeah, it had some good moments.
Yeah.
Like the birds always come to their house,
Yeah.
and the landlady get upset because they had pets. It's like, no, no, we don't. They just like us.
It's such an odd thing, but yeah, like it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the heavy hitter, I think.
Yeah, the one that wins it
I
all.
I I I think there is nothing I dislike about this movie.
Nothing.
I think it is one of those movies that is as close to perfection as I've seen. It tells, and we grew up in the 80s, so you have things like, I think what are, despite like fantasy not being like one of my primary things that I would seek out,
Mm-hmm.
I would always go back to things like the Never-Ending Story or Labyrinth.
Never ends
And
story.
I like those things.
Uh-huh.
Like, I have a great affinity for them. I like Over the Garden Wall, the Cartoon Network animated series
Yeah, I watched
that
that.
is sort of,
It came on
well,
Netflix for a
it's
bit.
it's sort of like an 80s movie but in a cartoon.
Yeah,
Uh
it was very much like an 80s movie card. Because, so, like you said, Never Ending Story and Labyrinth were all kind of like, oh, you're in a weird place now. It's like an isekai.
yep. It is like an isekai, yeah. But I think there's the thing is that
Without the long name.
a, yeah, like a part of me uh enjoyed fantasy as a kid. I think you always do. Like, there's something unique and interesting. Like my eldest, when he was like a lot younger, in fact, when he was an only child, we used to watch Labyrinth, and he loved it. Fantasy is not like a big thing for him, but Labyrinth, just loved it.
Yeah,
And I get that.
that's because of the
Things
Muppets,
like
man.
Dark Crystal as well. Well, like, there's definitely something to be said about that, and I think that kind of furthers that point with Suzume, where there's something to this movie that speaks to me.
It's the cat,
Maybe the cat.
the chair.
My kids constantly say Suzume like that cat.
Suzume like that
They always
cat.
go, yeah, they always go Suzume.
Suzume.
They always do that. Both my kids love this movie.
Mm-hmm.
We've watched it like 4 times now.
Yeah.
It is a movie that I don't grow tired of. It is a movie that I I think it has this incredible benefit of multiple viewings, because it has this lovely bit at the end where, we kind of revisit all the people she's met along the way,
Mm-hmm.
and knowing that going into it and experiencing those things is kind of a nice feeling. And I think that it straddles what is an incredibly deep and emotional storyline about loss and growing up, and finding your place in the world, but it mixes that with a kind of twisted sense of humor every now and then, and also like the moments of genuine creepiness, I think, as well. I think to the scene of the aunt at the gas station, where she's possessed by the Daijin, and she starts kind of just saying all of like her internalized frustrations about having a kid that's not hers.
Oh yeah, that's right. I've only
Like,
watched
that's
it
a
once,
really,
so.
yeah, like, that's an intense scene.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot to that. And as I said like before, I think the dub is really good. I enjoyed it. I do think that it can be enjoyed in almost any way, it seems, honestly.
Yeah,
Um
I've always found if you watch it in one language and then you go to watch it in another language, it's jarring, because that's what I
yeah.
did with Naruto when it came out in
Yeah,
Jetix, I think Fox
yeah,
Kids.
I only ever watched it in Japanese, and when I started watching it with my eldest, it was in English, and I was like, "Oh my god, what is this?"
Yeah, it's like,
It's hard to take.
but then that might just be bad dubbing.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine, it's serviceable, but I think like, much like kind of Tokyo God, I think like Perfect Blue is a high example of like a really good movie.
Mm-hmm.
The emotions you kind of experience there are, confusion and fear, and sort of just an intense, I guess it is like an intense fear and concern, and just it eats at you. And I think Tokyo Godfathers is the kind of opposite to that, where it's this sort of, it is harrowing and it is intense, but it's a very sweet story.
Mm.
Of people just trying to exist and find their place in the world.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same with Suzume, is that it has this very sort of dark and sad undertone, because the movie, of course, starts with her having just lost her mother in an earthquake, and I think it's just very much. I hope not, but it feels a very sort of once in a lifetime movie, to a degree, where it's sort of, I got the same feeling about Suzume as the first time I watched Spirited Away, or Howl's Moving Castle, or Totoro. Like, I got the Ghibli feeling, that kind of perfection.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's hard to describe, because, again, like I say, fantasy is not my thing, but these transcend that. They speak to you in a way that doesn't matter. Like, there's something here for you, and the thing that is pushing you away doesn't need to push you away.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I was going by what I've said in the past. I pretty much think I'm more of a cyberpunk kind of guy. It's like futuristic, kind of like not so far in the future. It's weird,
but slightly future, not too far.
Yeah. So I kind of like that over fantasy. Fantasy stuff's kind of cool, but don't shy away from it. Watch Lord of the Rings, but then those
again,
were excellent
that's another
movies.
good example.
Yeah,
and I think that's it. Is, I think, like, well, but again, it's like,
like
I will always say to people, like, well, like Discworld, I love Discworld. I love Terry Pratchett's writing, but it transcends the genre for me. I have an appreciation for it. There's a humor and a tone that it sets with me that it doesn't matter. And it's not that I dislike fantasy. It's just that I find it hard to engage with it, particularly high fantasy. Like Lord of the Rings. And again, Lord of the Rings is not a thing. Like, my brother, who the things he watches are non-fiction documentaries about footballers, thrillers, legal dramas, but then has all of the Lord of the Rings movies and loves them. And you're like, that's a kind of a special thing you have there, where it's not just for the people that like that thing. Like, it draws more in than that. And I feel like, for me, that's what Suzume is. It is that sort of, this is a movie for anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody could watch this and just love it.
Yeah. I saw a wee cartoon skit on Facebook. And it was like, I'm pretty sure it was based on, it was meant to be Death dressed as the Hogfather or Santa Claus. And he just hands it this girl. It's like, here, have this sword. And the mom goes, you can't give her that. She'll might hurt herself. Yes, it'll be a learning experience. Essentially, if you won't do that again. And I was like, literally taking out the Hogfather, I believe. I think Death became the Hogfather, as it were.
The Hogfather.
And dishing out presents. But that was Terry Pratchett's humor. Like, it was good. Anyway,
since this will release after our Christmas gifts have been out, that is what I got one of our friends. I got him the additional writings of Terry Pratchett in a hardback book.
Oh, nice. You know,
I think those are good.
I found out. Oh, what game was it? Ah, shit. But Terry Pratchett's daughter wrote some storyline for Mirror's Edge, I think.
Oh.
And then she did another one. I think she ended up writing Horizon as well.
Oh, shit. She wrote Bioshock Infinite,
Yeah.
Mirror's Edge, the new Tomb Raider series, Overlord. I did not know that.
Yeah. She got into the video games writing apparently. It was just I was watching some guy who
Damn.
was playing Mirror's Edge and saying, "Oh, is it any good?" type thing, and he goes through it and kind of analyzes it, and he says, the story wasn't that great because I think it was maybe shoehorn or it wasn't typically a horror kind of game
Wheelhouse thing.
story to
Yeah.
tell, and then also I believe the directors of the company shoehorned in the combat with the guns because they didn't think someone would just want to do parkour. But the whole point, the
Uh,
whole fun in that game was all about the parkour. The parkour was awesome, and
yeah.
I played the remake,
The sequel.
the reboot.
The sequel.
I don't think it's a straight sequel.
Uh,
I think it's like a reboot of the same kind of story.
Catalyst.
Yeah,
Uh,
which is found in one of my other YouTube channels.
uh,
That is also not very successful.
no.
I mean, it was good. Overwritten Sesame. I think yeah, it was certainly S.
I think it's top of the top.
Top of the cream of the top.
Yep. Absolutely. Really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah. Pardon me.
Okay, on to memories.
Right into the mic too. Memories. Versus.
I have mixed feelings on memories.
Well, that's fair because there's 3 individual movies in memories, or OVAs.
Yeah.
OAVs.
I have an instinctual place for it.
C.
I was thinking bottom of B.
How about B? Yeah, I can see that.
I think there's more good in it.
Like, yeah, well, you like the Magnetic Rose storyline, which is.
I think it's really strong.
I like Stink Bomb, but you don't like it because it's too stupid.
Oh, well, to its credit though, it did make me genuinely laugh like a few times. So
Okay.
and like that's not always easy.
Uh huh.
The one that I think is the one I like the least is the last one because I wasn't that like it was an interesting concept and it looked amazing, but I just wish they had gone more into the story rather than in the kind of day-to-day stuff.
It went full artsy on it.
Well, like it would have been cool to know more about
Why?
the cities that were fighting.
Yeah.
Like what was going on there as opposed to like and you know maybe you could have expanded that into something more, but you know, like again, it's not always the thing for me. It's just how I felt about it. I love the way it looked. I think the whole thing looked gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Like every one looked really good in its own right.
Everyone had its feel. So like, Magnetic Rose was a bit more realistic and stuff like that.
Yep.
And that cow because it was a bit more of a realistic tone, where you had Stink Bomb, which everyone looked pretty goofy, kind of the older style, and that was a bit more of a comic relief thing. And then
yes,
we had the last one, whatever that was called, and it was a bit more serious as well, but it was more of an art project because it had all this weird animation. Like it had like a panning inwards where it would scale them to the like a elevator and then move around the elevator as such.
Yeah, like the thing about Magnetic Rose, I think that is it's Satoshi Kon has a writing credit
You were saying, yeah.
on Magnetic Rose, and it's Koji Momoto, who was like an animation supervisor and animator on like Akira and the Animatrix. So like, you know, very highly regarded animation projects.
Yeah.
So I feel like top C is not enough. Yeah.
There. All right. Okay.
I think, would I immediately watch it again? Probably not. But I think as an experiment, it's really interesting. I think there's probably something for everyone in it,
Yeah.
at the very least, too. Like a dance track at the end as well. So.
Oh yeah, it did that weird thing. And I probably I was like, what? All right, I didn't fit like the last anime, but never mind.
Nope. Or any of the anime for that matter, really.
No, maybe the stink
Very
bomb.
unusual choice.
Maybe the stink bomb.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
So, on that trend of Satoshi Kon, Paprika.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy,
It's good,
it is good.
but I don't think it's an A. I think.
I think it's an A. I don't think it's an S tier for sure. Like, it's very good.
Yeah,
Bordering on exceptional at times.
it was good. It was. I liked the bit where the wee doctor just like starts spouting nonsense and then just instantaneously runs out and jumps through the window.
Yep.
Didn't kill himself somehow. But...
Nope. Great scene. Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
I think the bit that lets it down is the story.
Yeah.
For me.
I mean, I think it's kind of hard maybe to portray the story for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was about a dream machine and someone's cooked up to it and abused it. It turned out to be the chairman.
Yeah,
who didn't want the project in the first place.
I should be clear. By lets it down, I guess what I mean is what stops it from being like the top tier for me. I think it's the least engaging part about it. It looks gorgeous. It sounds amazing. The performances are good. Like narratively at certain points, like it is a little all over the place, but like the scenes are good.
Yeah, it's
so
it's hard to follow.
It's definitely Satoshi Kon. It's like an expanded version of Perfect Blue, where you didn't know what was happening, but for most of the movie.
Yeah, didn't know what's happening for most of it. I was like, oh, what's happening? Oh, they're in some dream, just jumping through a painting. Who's getting her skin peeled off? Oh, is that a baseball person in the background? Yeah. It's
buck wild.
Yeah, it's good. It's good, man. It's
yeah.
It's definitely worth it to watch.
Yeah.
But you got to pay attention to it, otherwise you'll just lose. I
did find myself like rewinding scenes to try and
understand,
like, because you're watching them and you're seeing what's happening. Sometimes you're like, okay, I must be missing something, because it feels like we've moved into this next scene feeling like we know a thing, and I don't know what that is, and I feel like I should.
Yeah.
So there were a few times I had to do that. So,
and then at the same time, it wasn't self-explanatory until a bit later. It's like, oh,
no,
because like the whole start of it is like, what's happening?
Oh,
she's jumping around and merging into people's cars and on a bike.
That intro.
Yeah, it's like, what? And then it turns out she's like a dream psychiatrist.
A little bit of Inception.
You
know,
a little bit
for sure. Yeah.
Did we discuss what came out first? Was it that or
Oh well,
Inception?
no. Paprika. Paprika was first.
Definitely Paprika. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Paprika's 2006 and Inception's 2011. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay then. There you go.
But I think like that. I feel like that's another thing is that you'll find like a lot of Western directors find a lot of influence from animated film from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, because I know that Akira was a huge influence on The Matrix.
Mm. Yeah.
Like, you know, similar like Ghost in the Shell as well. Like, I think that's like another example of where you might look at that and see the areas where they've kind of taken, like the end scene in Ghost in the Shell where they're having this shootout with the robot in the abandoned warehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you then think about the shootout scene in The Matrix at the bottom of the lobby.
Yeah.
Where they're like hiding behind pillars. Like these things, like they wear their influences on their sleeves quite a lot.
Yeah, a Kira thing, I'm not entirely sure about the whole Kira thing. Unless it was like, oh, make them like super powerful and have the psychic abilities to break the code.
I think it's just I don't know if it's so much in like terms of like story or anything like that. I think it's just influentially like that kind of broke them out. The Wachowski siblings like kind of made them think about things differently and started like because I know that there's like a quote from them both saying is like, without Akira there's really no Matrix.
Yeah, I mean,
and so
yeah, it's amazing. It's like Akira certainly was a very influential movie of its time. I mean, and I think we can say the same thing in anime. It takes influence from the Western side.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, that's how it should be. Like people bouncing ideas about each other.
There's no ripping off or anything going on.
No,
it's just like it's expansion on ideas, it's influence, and it's like I love that. I love that it sort of pushes the boundaries.
Yeah. Not unless there is ripping off.
Oh, and there probably is,
yeah.
But certainly in the things we're talking about, there's not there's credit given where credit is due.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Paprika is good. It is definitely an A-tier movie.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed other Satoshi Kon stuff.
Yeah.
But I think like if you look at that there, like there's 3 of the 4 movies that Satoshi Kon worked on in his lifetime. Is it Millennium Actress is the other one that we haven't watched yet?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
We'll maybe need to get round to that at some point and complete the cycle. But like, look, there's Tokyo Godfathers, Perfect Blue, and Paprika. All of his stuff is in the top.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, yeah.
It's good stuff. It is some of the best stuff.
Yeah, it is good entertainment. So anyway,
for sure.
Talk about entertainment.
Next up,
we're on to Skullface.
Skullface bookseller Honda-san.
Yeah, he's all about entertainment and selling you manga books.
Right? I had a good laugh with this.
it was all right. It's pretty cheaply done.
It's very clever, I think, is one of the things I appreciated about it the most.
Mm-hmm.
Because what it is it's sort of a semi-autobiographical account of what it's like to be a manga artist and a bookstore worker in Japan.
Yeah, I think it's more about selling books, and he does talk about he's a manga artist himself.
His own stuff. Yeah.
But
I think it's very it's very unique in the way that setup works, and I think the jokes often hit quite well. They're quite funny.
Mm-hmm.
I struggle with placing this one because I will admit some of it was a bit duller. than some of the other stuff we watched?
I think it's C, man, for me. I think it's top tier C.
Yeah, I was going to suggest bottom tier B, but I think you're right. I think it is top tier C.
Yeah.
It is satirical and clever and funny, but I think what that sometimes causes is it to be a little bit dull
Yeah.
in places.
It has some informative as well.
I do think though, and I know we spoke about this and we try not to do it, but we did mention, or I mentioned at the time, like that kind of Harvey Birdman weirdness, you know, those kind of vignettes of oddity. I think it has similarities in that regard. Like it takes some of those really kind of odd, like little unusual moments.
At, like the fighty part.
The what?
The
Sorry?
farty group.
Yeah, yeah. But it's like just, you know, like the kind of characters kind of going,
yeah.
It's like really just there's kind of there's an insanity to its mundaneness sometimes that I think is on that. It has that same energy.
Yeah. Or the time Harvey gets addicted to suntan lotion. Take that.
Yes, exactly.
Give me some of that
Exactly
good stuff.
that.
Oh, I'm all out. It's
Yep.
going to cost you.
Oh god, so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's fair. I think, like, again, I had a good time with it. Like I say, it was clever and satirical and entertaining enough, but it definitely isn't. It's not something I would recommend to everyone. I think I would probably recommend it to people who are more into anime as this is an interesting thing that you could watch that's quite clever.
Yeah, that's probably be the best way to do it.
I wouldn't be saying to anyone who's never really watched any that this is their intro.
Yeah, go watch that. It'll tell you all
Yeah.
about it. It'll give you all the genres, at least.
That again, like that was one of those things. I was like, I'm learning so much.
Yeah, I'm learning things. It's not right. You should be learning
good.
things when
It's
you're
good.
watching anime. Should be losing
Well, that
knowledge.
oh, that's true. Losing brain cells.
Losing brain cells. That's what as a Mangadio and Discharge.
Pokemon definitely did that.
Yeah, it does. Blast off again.
And then last on the list, our most recent bonus episode
2 weeks ago.
was Wolf Children.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 weeks ago we did that.
And this was another one that you'd watched before and had recommended as something you like. This is a good movie.
Yeah, I still stand by it. I still think it's a good movie.
I agree. I think it is a very good movie.
It's got snow in it.
It does. That's, you know, for the December period.
It's for the December period. Yep. He knows more likely snow in January or February, I think. Anyway,
That is true.
yeah. So it's got snow in it. It is basically a story about growing up. Potentially, story of growing up and being ostracized from people, from one of them, or
Yeah.
at least one of the. It kind of tells you too. Like one manages to fit in quite well, the other one can't, and has decided not to, and decided to become a lone wolf, literally.
Yep.
The other one's embraced society and has been accepted, even though she has lashed out at society essentially. And also the story of a single mother struggling to contain two children who are wild at heart.
Yeah. I think it's a good story. And again, it is a fantasy story told in a way that I think engages me on a human level. Like, and I think more often than not, the more I'm starting to think about it, it is the human core to a lot of these stories. It is about loss and love, and like I think those are just very raw and understandable. So when the story, regardless of how it's built in the end up, if that's what's at the heart of it, like as a good example, like I don't know if you've ever watched Interstellar.
No, I haven't actually watched that one yet.
So it gets a lot of hate and it gets a lot of love. I think again that story is about love and loss, and at its core, it is about a father's relationship with his family, and obviously on top of that, he's traveling through dilated time and so on and so forth, and there's a very wow story on top of that, but at the heart of it is about his relationship with his family.
Yeah.
And I think that to me is what sort of brings that home. Like there's a very human element to that that I appreciate. I think when stories have the ability to do that, I think that's what sort of sucks me in.
Yeah.
I think I have a place for this one, Colin, but I am curious to know.
Oh, me.
Well, I'm gonna say a letter.
Is it E?
It is not.
Z?
No. I would probably put this in A.
Yeah, I was thinking A too, to be honest. I don't think it's
and
good
I would
as the 3.
No, I was going to say, and I would probably put it to the right of Paprika. I think it is in a similar vein to. Nah, switch them.
Oh, that way.
Yeah, I think. Well, in my opinion, I think Paprika is a better film. But
certainly more visually engaging.
Not story wise. I don't think that's the case for sure. But I think if you look at that as well, so you have like Your Name, you have the words bubble up like soda pop, and you have Wolf Children. The majority of our films at the top are the ones with the human angle.
Yeah, totally. It's the connection, man. I mean, you have Perfect Blue there.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing about that is like obviously I think the great part about Perfect Blue is that
you're telling me that you're going to become a serial killer.
Maybe crazy. Well, no, not yet. But I think the thing about it is that the beauty of it is that I guess that Satoshi Kon does this quite frequently throughout all of his stuff, is the visuals that you get are often fantastic and absurd because they are from the perspective of the person experiencing psychosis or complexity. Like, it's not just a basic camera view. It's very unique perspective. And I think that's what Perfect Blue does really well, because it jumps between those perspectives. It jumps between that bare reality and the twisted perspective. And I think like that's very unique to me. I think it's really cool to see. It's sort of kind of an unreliable narrator type thing, where it's a narrative device where you just don't trust, or you don't know you don't, but it turns out that the person telling you all the things was actually lying or experiencing things in a way that were different. And I think like the ability to do that is very unique here.
That reminds me of Paranoid Agent.
Paranoid Agent, yeah.
That random episode where it's they're talking about the creation of the Mariri anime. Maromi anime. And the guy is like, "Oh, I didn't do any of this," and he totally has done it all, pretty much.
Yeah. Like, But again, like that, I think that's the thing that Satoshi Kon does really well. It's skewed perspective. It is a personal reality.
Yeah.
That is not necessarily reality. That's a very consistent theme throughout all of his work for the most part.
Yeah.
That I think it's good. Well, we've kind of done it,
Uh-huh.
and I think, like, interestingly, we've ended up with 1 at the bottom and 3 at the top.
Yeah, I told you. I told you straight off the bat. I know what his D is.
Mm-hmm.
And
You did.
and
You
I
did.
did tell you that people will potentially not like it. Because...
Mm.
But then...
Pokemon can be good.
I
It absolutely can.
I'm not...
And I don't think there it is.
No.
I don't think it's not. It's not there. The core of that could have been a C had I enjoyed watching it. It doesn't need to be good, you know?
Mhm.
Like, but there were parts of it that I fell asleep watching.
Yeah.
So
fell asleep watching.
yeah.
Certainly switched off. I think I watched it
Yeah.
twice because
Oh
I
god.
had to.
Yeah, me too.
Because we were going to record one day and then that got postponed, so I had to watch it again.
I watched it again. I watched it with my kids, and then we decided to do it, and I was like, "Oh crap! I've already watched this, but I need to watch it again now." So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
yeah, it's not.
it's not the strongest the Pokemon franchise has been.
No, but
That's for certain.
it has been. Is it 30 years yet?
I think we're not far away. 95.
I think it's 95. Yeah.
I got Pokemon on the Game Boy in 98. I need to check this because 96 was the year it came out, right? So
yeah.
Right, so list of the video games. Pokemon Red and Blue, 1996.
Yeah. When did anime start?
So I want to say 1997, but I'll double check that. But here's the thing: is it was released in Japan in February 96.
96.
And then it was released in America in September 98.
Well, the game.
And it wasn't released in the EU until October 5th, 99.
Wow.
However, I got Pokemon Red for my Christmas in 1998 because it got shipped from the US.
Your uncle and Nan got you.
Yeah. So I got that. My brother got one as well. He got blue. I got red.
Oh, nice. You got the combo.
And yeah, I think as Robbie suggested as well when we did that Pokemon episode, like a lot of his love goes back to us playing those games as kids, and the other part was like us watching the Pokemon anime on like a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
The Pokemon TV series was 97, 98?
Yeah.
97. So I was watching it in 98 when it came over to Sky, I think.
I think I first watched it when I went to Canada. But that would have been... Well, not the first time I went to Canada, but the second time I went to Canada. What was it, 99? 2000?
There we go. It's March 29th of March 1999 was when I watched Pokemon.
Is that when it first came out?
That's when it first aired, yeah.
Here. Yeah. I never watched it.
I watched the whole red and blue, gold and silver arc stuff, and then I stopped watching it.
I watched Digimon. That's what I watched when I got to
Digimon,
uni.
digital monsters, Digimon are the champions.
And 99 was when I went to uni. 2000 must have watched Digimon.
I was probably too old to be watching Pokemon as much as I did.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like it.
I was 13, so...
Wait, what? 13?
Yeah, I would have been 14 that year, but I was 13 at the time it aired.
99? 13?
Yep. Mm-hmm. I was 14 later on that year.
Oh, man. Just feel so old now.
I mean, I hardly feel like a spring chicken these days, but we've managed it, Colin. We've managed the bottom one of Pokemon Welcome to the Jungle, or whatever it's called.
Jungle Secrets. Secrets of the Jungle.
Secrets of the Jungle. And then in third place, Perfect Blue. In second place, Tokyo Godfathers. And in first place, Suzume.
Are you happy with the Vampire Homes being at the bottoms of C? You were a bit...
Yeah, I think it's fair. I enjoyed it enough that I don't think it belongs in D.
Yeah. Your Name, I think, is a good place. Is top A.
Yeah, top A.
Yeah.
I think Vampire Hunter D, top B feels right. Skullface Bookseller Honda-san, top C.
Yeah. And top D is Pokemon.
Yep. Top and bottom D.
Yeah. It's got 2 prizes.
Well, we've managed to do it, and this is the last episode of the year because it is our Hogmanay New Year's Eve episode.
Yeah, so if you catch this as soon as it airs, it's pretty much time for the countdown. Maybe a couple hours away from that.
10, 9, no wait,
8, 6.
If you start watching this podcast at such time,
too late for that.
Too late for that. It's like that. If you watch Lord of the Rings at this time, the new year will start with, and so it begins.
Yeah. People do that, and so it begins.
I think that's a fair chart. Couple of quick things, I guess, like before we wrap things up, is obviously we'll be back in the new year with our new season 13. Mm-hmm. Have we announced what that's going to be yet?
I don't think we have. Are we announcing it now?
Yeah, go for it. Let's do it.
We're thinking Erased. Well, I'm thinking Erased. Right?
Erased. Yeah, that's the one.
I think you'll enjoy it.
I think it looks really cool. I'm quite excited.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but it's good.
Oh god, there's a live action film.
Yes, there's a live action film.
Oh, let's not watch that. Oh god, there's a television drama.
Yeah, it got made into a lot of things.
Oh boy.
I believe that there might be questionable take on the ending of the anime, but I'm not too sure what that is, because I kind of enjoyed it. It seemed fine when I watched it.
Yeah.
First time.
But I'm looking forward to doing that.
Yeah.
I think that will be a good lead into the new year. And maybe at some point we'll try and see The Boy and the Heron.
Oh yeah.
And maybe we can do a special bonus episode for that, because I think that looks really special too. So
yeah. Is that actually got multiple showings, does it?
It's released on the 27th of December, so maybe we could catch like an early Jan or something like that.
I'll be back down the road because I'm not here.
Yeah, we can figure that out, but it would be good to try.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've been listening to Who's That Anime, a podcast about anime, which can be found where all good podcasts can be found. Our home is at anchor.fm/Who's That Anime. We don't make any money from this show. We don't have any advertising. But if you'd like to support us in any way possible, then leaving a review is a great way to do that. If you've already left a review or can't leave a review, then telling a friend is also another great way to share our fun. We have a Facebook page. That's facebook.com/Who's That Anime, where we post the latest episode releases and the occasional anime meme. We have a Discord channel. You can find the link to that in the show notes. We also have a YouTube channel at youtube.com, and if you search for @Who's That Anime, this is where Colin painstakingly puts together the video versions of these episodes. We also have the podcast available there now via RSS feed as well. So if you want to consume your podcast through YouTube in audio, you totally can do that. Colin and I occasionally like to play video games, which is maybe something in our New Year's resolutions that we can talk about doing again.
Oh yeah, squeeze some time in.
Yeah, Colin does that at twitch.tv/couchfuel, and I do that at twitch.tv/hailpayman. And you can find the archives of all those streams at youtube.com by searching for @couchfuel or @hailpayman.
Yep.
And that's us.
Yeah, that's it. It's
another year.
Another fandom done.
Coming up on our 3rd anniversary, Colin.
Yeah. 3rd anniversary.
Yep.
Does that mean that
we're this? No. Let me figure out what that is.
What our 3rd anniversary is? It's February time.
No, like I meant the traditional theme is leather. Or the modern theme is crystal or glass.
What?
So, yep.
Expensive. Leather's easy. Is that US or British standards?
Those seem to be very traditionally across both. The 4th year is when it gets interesting because it's linen or silk in the UK, but fruit and flowers in the US.
Yeah.
And the modern theme is appliances, electrical.
Here, I bought you a vacuum cleaner.
I bought you a toaster
for our anniversary. That's the thing that you get in trouble about, isn't it? Buying them like I bought you this vacuum cleaner for your Christmas.
Oh, you'll definitely get in trouble for that.
It's like and what? Why me? Why do I get the vacuum cleaner?
To be honest, and interestingly, not that I do most of the hoovering, but I'm certainly the one that has bought both of our hoovers.
You got multiple hoovers?
We have like a main one and a little hand one.
Oh.
So
I just get hand-me-downs.
Kids leave crumbs all over the goddamn place. So
yeah, they do. I got hand-me-downs.
So did we. We used to have a Henry at one point.
Yeah. I know someone's got a Henry.
It's pretty good. You
know them too.
Pretty damn good hoovers.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Henry works. Henry works real good.
Not Henrietta. The pink one.
I think it's Hattie, isn't it?
Oh, is that Hattie? Not Henrietta.
It could a Hetty the Hoover.
Hetty. Alright.
Yep.
They just missed out the whole hen.
Henrys aren't cheap.
No, they're pretty good.
Oh man. There's one called James now.
James?
And he's blue.
No, James is red.
Thomas the Tank Engine jokes. It must be getting late.
Henry is green.
Was he?
Yeah. Henry was the green one. He was the one that got locked in the tunnel because he didn't want to get his new paint job wet.
Oh no.
I think that's...
I remember that Gordon was blue.
Gordon was blue and grumpy. Thomas was blue. Duck.
Henry was green. Duck was the black one?
No, Duck was like... Oh, it's a special... It was like the square box engine.
Yeah.
And he was green.
Yeah, he was green, you're right.
I think you had...
Oh, I'm thinking of Duck. I'm thinking of Douglas.
Oh, Douglas. I think that's a new one.
I don't think so.
I don't know. They've had so many. Like there's a me. They got a Colin in there.
Do they?
Yeah, Colin the Crane. I know this because my mum bought me the book of him.
Nice.
And it was him. He was just sitting there lonely on his pier because he can't move and join the engines, and he would just every so often they would come along and talk to him. And it was
When was Douglas first in Thomas the Tank Engine? When was book 15? Right. When is that?
book 15. Wow.
Oh, that's a while ago.
Is it right?
Yeah, it's Donald and Douglas, because there's Donald and Douglas and Bill and Ben.
The Therapop Man.
Yeah.
This is always bad. Bill and Ben were the yellow ones.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, or I don't think they were yellow.
They're kind of burnt orangey yellow.
Yeah, burnt orange yellow stuff. Yeah. Was that why it was still written by the Reverend?
Possibly.
He's the one that wrote the books. Reverend someone.
Let's see.
And then Deke, I believe, owned the rights to it. Or did.
The Reverend W. Audrey.
Yeah, him, yeah.
Well, put it this way: the first book was published in 1945.
Oh yeah, I know they're.
So I don't think that the 15th one would be too far away from that.
No, I suppose not. Maybe Douglas was that.
Oh wait a minute.
Let's
Is that a reprint? It says 1985 here.
Let's possibly use maybe one of the first new ones. But even then, I would still probably remember Douglas being 1985. I don't remember Douglas.
Try to see if I can get a year here. There's a lot of copyright dates on this. Oh, first published in 1960.
Oh. Then obviously not anyone.
No.
Anyway,
that's our other podcast.
Yeah.
Tank Talk.
Oh. Did that game ever get released? Charlie the Tank Engine.
Choo Choo Charlie.
Choo Choo Charlie, yeah.
Yeah, that got released. Choo Choo Charles.
Choo Choo Charles.
That got released last year. Yeah, December last year. It's been out for a year.
I wonder if that was that spawned because of the mod for Resident Evil 2 remake of Resident Evil 2, where they changed the Grey Man.
Into Thomas the Tank Engine.
And they played the Thomas the Tank Engine because it changed you.
I think it was the guy made it as a joke, almost like a proof of concept, and people engaged with it so much he was like, I guess I better make it.
Yeah. Oh man, I wonder how it was very good. We should play that if we do the games. Anyway, not enough padding.
See us out.
It's nearly 2 hours into this.
Jeez.
Yeah.
God, it is.
So we'll see you in the new year. Same anime place, same anime time. Different anime though. We're going to
Season 13?
Season 13.
What a way to start the year.
Oh man, unlucky for some. See you later.
Not for us.
Oh,
Bye, folks.
This is where we're going to be success.
This is our year. I can feel it.
Yeah. See you later, guys.
Bye, folks.
Bye.